Hello, I'm Ava Hari, and this is the current events. Today, we will be addressing the ongoing issue of drink driving on Australian roads. Alcohol is involved in 1/3 of road deaths in Australia. Almost 9 in every 1,000 drivers were tested during 2012 were over the Australian drinking limit of 50 milligrams of alcohol. This differs to the UK limit of 80 milligrams of alcohol per 100 millilitres of blood, or 0.08. However, prosecution guidelines followed by the UK police services show that in-practice drivers are not normally prosecuted until they reach 0.09. This is a worrying fact, as in Australia, a blood alcohol reading of 0.09 would be extremely dangerous and breaking the law well over the limit. More than half of the Australian drivers convicted of drink driving would not be convicted in the UK, with many being classed as sober, rather than intoxicated at all.
Drink driving is a factor in about 18% of all fatal crashes in New South Wales. The figure is even higher, 27%, in country areas. In fact, 70% of all fatal drink drive crashes happen in the country. The majority, 90% of drink drivers in fatal crashes are men. 1/3 of all drink drivers in fatal crashes are aged 17 to 24 years, despite making up only about 1/7 of all licensed drivers. 1/4 of all drink drivers in fatal crashes are aged 30 to 39 years. 30% of all fatal drink drive crashes occur between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. on Thursday, Friday and Saturday nights.
Evidently, the message is not getting across, even with these alarming statistics. With the Easter long weekend coming up, there will be even more police patrols on the roads due to many celebrating, maybe with a few too many and without a plan B.
We know that this time of year is a high-risk time of year for us. Anybody committing an offence will lose twice the amount of demerit points as normal. Drivers stopped will be asked for their driver's licence. They may also be randomly breath tested. And so we are trying to encourage people to take it easy, be patient, slow down and take a break.
Over this period last year, 9 people lost their lives and there were 14 serious injury crashes. What the intent of this campaign is to reduce that number of people. For every person who loses their lives on our roads, there are many, many other victims who need to go through that grieving process. We don't want any family to be suffering grief and loss over this period, so we're asking people to slow down. Don't be a statistic. Please don't cause another statistic on our roads this year.
Since the introduction of RBT in 1982, fatal crashes involving alcohol have dropped from around 40% of all fatalities in 1982 to the current level of 19%, saving 7,000 lives in only New South Wales. Around 12,400,000 breath tests were carried out in the last year, with over 111,000 people charged with drink driving in that year.
The new Plan B campaign, which launched on 19th August 2012, is about making positive choices to getting home safely after a night out and highlighting that driving is not an option. It presents practical options to avoid drink driving, but takes a humorous and positive approach designed to engage the community in a conversation about making alternative arrangements to get home when they go out drinking. Young males being its target audience, the campaign works in a combination with police enforcement by emphasizing that mobile, random breath testing (RBT) operations can happen anytime, anywhere.
Campaign against drink and drunk driving. We will be mounting operations across all of the local authority areas with our dedicated teams and with our 24/7 patrols. Unfortunately, the festive season sees a peak in road deaths, and we need to try and maintain the reductions over the last 10 years. Unfortunately, in 2011 there was a slight increase in road deaths, So this year we need to redouble our efforts to make sure that the tragic consequences of drink-drunk driving are not seen. The only advice that we can give someone who intends to have a drink and drive is not to. The only amount of alcohol you can drink and drive safely is 0, because any amount of alcohol will impair your ability to drive. As well as the consequences that drivers will face from the law from being found guilty of drink-drunk driving, I'd like to think of the tragic consequences that might ensue if they cause somebody injury or even kill them. There is a huge toll in personal and emotional grief for the families of those people who are killed or seriously injured on the roads.
Thank you for watching a current event, and remember, if you ever choose to drink drive, you are not only putting yourself in danger, but you could potentially harm or kill anyone else on the road. So think twice and have a plan B.